So Mexico is apparently striking back at Google for the whole Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America name change thing.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters for the first time in history, flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America.
So if you remember, out of the many things that Trump said he wanted done, and while this is a very small detail, it's just a matter of respect. No one is calling this the Gulf of America.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
However, due to the locality of Google where they're headquartered, because of their policy, they have to change the name on the map as they stated. Now, for the most part, the reaction was Mexico seemed pretty passive about this matter. However, in a statement that was released by Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico's president, she kind of took the Donald Trump approach. Not where she's directly stating that she's going to do a thing, but she's also not ruling it out. So in being asked about the matter of the Gulf of Mexico and the name change to the Gulf of America by Google, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said Thursday that her government wouldn't rule out filing a civil lawsuit against Google if it maintains its stance in calling the stretch of sea between northeastern Mexico and southeastern United States the Gulf of America. If you remember that when Google originally held this stance, they reported on X that they have a long-standing practice of applying name changes when they have been updated in official government sources. And that official government source was actually Donald Trump signing the executive order himself.
And I'm signing a proclamation, and perhaps you could define that.
This is a proclamation declaring today, February 9th, 2025, as the first ever Gulf of America Day. This follows the President's executive order issuing a name change from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
And we're flying right over it right now. So we thought this would be appropriate. Even bigger than the Super Bowl. This is a big thing. And almost everybody now has assented to that.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters for the first time in history, flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America. Please enjoy the flight, and we are now about to head westbound to Super Bowl 59.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did that well.
Yeah!
That's what we care about. Okay. Here we go. So this is a famous pen now, and we'll put it with something. I'll ask you to do whatever you think we should do with it, Mr. Secretary.
And it is true that at the current moment, if you look on Google, they have actually changed the name, but it says the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. So they have both names going. What I find funny is Mexico's response. Not that they would just sue Google. They put in a request. After speaking about the Gulf and stating that its name goes back to 1607 and that it's also recognized by the United Nations, she had mentioned that according to Mexico's first constitution, the North American territory was previously identified as Mexican America. Sheinbaum has used the example to poke fun at Trump and underscored the international implications of changing the Gulf's name. Now, what she was suggesting was right around here where she said that the Mexican government would ask Google to make Mexican America pop up on the map when searched.
You serious?
Now, the article does go on to say that this isn't the first time something like this has been done because there are differing names, especially when it comes to the division between Texas and Mexican states, such as Mexico's name for the Rio Bravo, and the United States calls it the Rio Grande. So she had actually put a video out there that was addressing this very same matter in regards to Google's move to call it the Gulf of America rather than the Gulf of Mexico like it was originally named. Now, all the while I couldn't get the translation, the subtitles are there, and then we'll come back and I'll explain what she said afterwards.
El decreto dice plataforma continental. Así fue publicado. Entonces tiene que cumplirse con eso, que el único lugar donde puede llamarle de una manera distinta a Estados Unidos es sobre donde ejerce soberanía, y es 22 millas náuticas desde la costa, en su territorio. Entonces Google está equivocado. Entonces contestaron y le regresó la carta el canciller diciendo que no, que están equivocados, que no se puede llamar a todo el Golfo de México Golfo de América. Se le volvió a dar el decreto y se le volvió a decir cuáles son las normas internacionales. Entonces, si siguen insistiendo, nosotros también, pues ahí estamos pensando incluso una demanda.
So she was stating that the decree says the continental shelf was published and that's how it should be, and that the only place that the United States can call the Gulf something different is where they exercise their own sovereignty. So in a nutshell, she says the move that was taken by Google, they're mistaken for doing this, and that they're not ruling out a lawsuit. It's one that they're very willing to do.
Damn!
If you want to bog this down to something, it's really just about respecting sovereignty. That's all it is. The thing is, it's always been called the Gulf of Mexico, and at this point, it kind of just looks like you're reaching for wins wherever it is that you can get them.
Très bizarre, non?
No. Very clever.
Mexico has been a long-standing ally of the United States. If you want to do something about the drug cartel, partner up and do something. At this point, it kind of just looks petty. And Scheinbaum, being as stubborn as she doesn't really strike me as the type that's willing to back down regardless of who's in her face. So you know that even for things like this, she wakes up for it. I'm telling you, if this keeps up, China's going to be smiling all the way to the UN.
Google is being targeted by the Mexican president after changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America on Google Maps. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says her country, quote, if necessary, will file a civil suit against Google over the name change. The tech giant modified the map after President Trump issued an executive order. Sheinbaum says Mexico has sovereignty over its territorial waters, and she expects Google to commit to internationally recognized geographical names. In the past, Google said it applies name changes when they've been updated in official government sources. People who use Google Maps in the U.S. will see Gulf of America, while people in Mexico will see Gulf of Mexico. The rest of the world sees both names. Apple has also renamed it Gulf of America for U.S. users.
Do you think, as Claudia Sheinbaum puts it, Mexican America would make a better name, and that the Gulf of America should stay the Gulf of Mexico? Or do you think, no, he could change the name if they want to? Google didn't really do anything. It only shows up to those people that are in that area. So it's really no big deal. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters, for the first time in history, flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America.